Trilogy of Attendances this week. This began on Saturday with the Women's Challenge Cup semi-final between Wigan and York and the men's semi-final between Wigan and St Helens, both at the Halliwell Jones Stadium in Warrington. Sunday saw Liverpool Women against Brighton at the Brewdog Stadium, also in a semi-final, this time in the Women's FA Cup. The game in this week was a little spread between the bomb bowling games, Railbound, F1 2015, South Park Snow Day, Superspace Serpents, and Corky Bet and Microsoft Duel. No countdown weight records this week, so just a normal week for that. Bank holiday Monday and a rare Monday without any working day means we can go back on Corky Bet because we've got a bit of an afternoon and early evening to do so. See if we can get a bit more on it. Tuesday evening we are on Bomb Bowling X on the Xbox One. The Warboats round is a new one. Even though we have got the community badge for sinking one boat in the tournament, we are going to give the third round a go, see if we can do something more. So one of the unlocks does start on this game. So mixed news, I didn't realise there was only a few unlocks left, so we've done the one we wanted and we've completed the game. 20 out of 20, 3000 out of 3000. There is also bad news in that the one that I did want to get, which was the one right in the middle there, which is D4, is a miss sadly. But Bombone also had another one in A7, so that's bad start with 2 misses. So continuing on the Warboat hunt, we are on Railbound. There is one I spotted for this, so let's see if it makes any difference, the misses. Okay, so as you can see we're now -3. The Railbound one was a miss. But yeah, it's another row which shows the row with D, unless it's in the top 3, does not have a boat on it. So that's one easy thing to say. And row 6 obviously doesn't have anything on the left, but it might have on the right. As you can see there, it is now 4 misses out of 4. I spotted another Railbound one, so I thought we'll give it a go. So that pretty much says that row 6 is not going to have a boat across it because there's 2 3s, but I very much doubt it's going to be in there. But yeah, played for 4 misses. Wednesday morning and gaming continues. This is on Bombone X on the Series X, because after a little more of a scan of the grid, we spotted that there was one on this as well. Like the other version, this was just 5 unlocks to do, as you can see, just after midnight. And all done, 20 out of 20, 3000 out of 3000. It is now just a case of if the boats have a plus or if they have a minus. So as you can see there, finally some success at the 5th time of trying a hit. There is a slight bit of mixed news on it though, because as you can see there, it is E2, which is brilliant. However, what's around it is South Park, F1, Space Serpent, and Assassin's Creed, so nothing really easy there to try and make it a little better. Continuing on the Wednesday morning gaming, a blast from the past really. We are back on F1 2015 because it was one of the ones on the list for that potential boat. So as you can see, we are back down to -2 on the score because the F1 was sadly a miss. So that means that the boat we are looking at has to be across row 2 really. It can't be on row E because the smallest boat is a I don't know actually, the smallest boat is a 2 long, so it could be the one above in terms of E1, or it's going to have to be D2 or F2. There we go, we did the South Park one and it is a miss, so that means that the boat on this grid that we found is going to be on row 2, so that means that X-Force Genesis, Space Serpent and Assassin's Creed is going to be needed to be used. What's that one on the right? GTA. Complete last request, so that might be a little difficult, but we'll see. Thursday evening, and the game continues with Superspace Serpents secondary edition. Try saying that fast. To try and see if the boats or more boats are going to appear on the game that this is got an unlock for. So let's see how it goes. Early into Friday morning, as you can see, there is a bit of success. It's 2 hits now. That one did have a hit. So it means it's not too long. But it also means that Assassin's Creed might need to be used on the right. Next Force Genesis, maybe you need to use on the left. Due to a Octo champ who basically gets the conundrum within a few seconds. It's the second week in a row with no records. I can't remember the last time we did that. I think it's been at least a year. I can't remember 2 blank weeks. We hit 14,775. We did hit the 210 for the first time today. 275,000 for the year. 3.398, which means it will become 3.3. Well, it'll become 3.4 million. As of Monday, and yep, for the month itself, 17,000. So we're in Warrington. It's nice and dry for now. It is Wigan against York Falconry. First time we've seen the seniors play this year. We did see the academy play in the nines last week, and that was successful. Because the nines fixture statistics will sound a little strange than they used to, because it is quite a big boost from last week. But it is 993 overall, 810 for Wigan, 15th against York Falconry, 6 wins, 8 losses. It is a 1-game winning streak from last year. We are looking for 3 consecutive wins after Saturday's successes. We're looking for a 555th overall win, 22nd Women's Challenge Cup game, and as I said earlier on, the statistics are higher than usual, because this is now the 64th Rugby League game in 2026 and the 69th attendance overall. That does sound big, but when you consider my record is in the hundreds, we've still got a lot of the season to go. It could be a record-breaking season, but yeah, we are hoping for a double success. Let's hope with the women first. So, Wigan against York, we've been here before, however when we played them last time, we didn't win it. This time is to see what we can do. Dean C there with the flag. Not the most packed of stadiums, but obviously the women's game is still growing, so let's hope for a good one. Half time at the HJ, for a change, Wigan actually win. This is the women though, they don't lose much. Half time, Wigan 24, York 0. So, full time at the HJ, and well, to say Wigan's women have won is an understatement. They've eased to a victory. We're going to go into Wembley, and so will I be too. Whether it be 2 teams or 1, we don't know. Wigan 52, York 0. That is a demolition. Game 2 of the afternoon, Wigan against St Helens, 811 overall, 45th Men's Challenge Cup game. Here's a record 47th game against St Helens. 21 wins, 25 losses, which is a record. Because the women did win, it means that it's not going to be a 240th losses overall. Looking for 4 consecutive wins. 65th start out for the year, 70th attendance overall. Let's go. Half time in the men's game, and well, bar an absolute bad second half, I'd say it'd be pretty safe that both Wigan teams are off to Wembley in the end of the month. Half time, St Helens 0, Wigan 22. Bit of half time entertainment here. Nice to see the LDR sellouts. Haven't seen them since Magic last year. Wigan, Lee, and well, yeah, a couple of Wigan teams, I think, and a couple of League teams, so let's hope they have a good time. So there you go, full time at HJ. It's not one, it's two. Two Wigan teams will be playing at Wembley for the first time ever in the sports history, men's and women's double. 4 times St Helens 0, Wigan 32, 2 nil-ins on one day. Rounding off Saturday evening after 2 successful semi-finals and the booking of the finals as well. We're at Microsoft Duel. Now this has been a game that has been on Windows before, but this one is the actual achievement related one. So we'll see if we can transfer what we've done on the other games to this. A very warm day today, back at Brewdog Stadium in St Helens. Liverpool against Brighton, the FA Cup semi-final. It's the 22nd Liverpool Women's game overall, second in the FA Cup, because obviously we saw the one early in the season here. We're looking to avoid consecutive losses after obviously sadly defeat the other week. It's a third against Brighton. We played one and drawn one, so hopefully we're not going to complete the set with a loss tonight. 6th football for the year and 72nd attendance for the year as a whole. Half time here at the Brewdog Stadium, and well, so far so good for Liverpool Women. Wonder if in an hour or so we'll be saying that, but we'll see. Liverpool have won half of the way to Wembley. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1. Well, sadly a disappointing end, just like last week's game against City, which we saw on TV. It was 2-2 going into added time, and Liverpool do as they do best, throw it away. Full time, Liverpool 2, Brighton 3. Brighton are going to Wembley, so I am going to Wembley this year, but it's just going to be to watch the Wigan Women and Wigan Men. I'd say I'm surprised, but I'm really not. Liverpool Women's trademark is throwing a game away in the last 5 minutes at the time. Happened last week, it's happened this week. Not going to change. Ah well, we got to the semis, but yeah, that's as far as we get. So Liverpool Men and Women, trophyless this year.